Good morning, students. This is our first chapter, that is migration. We will cover in this chapter definition of migration, types of migration, impact of migration, and what is brain and drain. We know very well today, with the growth and development of science and technology, human beings can change the environment to satisfy their needs. The human beings from time immemorial have been shifting from one place to another for various reasons. The shift can be for a short period or for a long period. Yeah, permanently. The shifting can be within their country or to another country in the world. So, the movement or shifting of people from their native or permanent place of living to another place or country with the intention to settle down at a new place is called migration, and the people who migrate are called migrant. So the migration can involve individually or family or a large number of person, but all the types of movement of people from one place to another is not a migration. For example, the people who go to other places with the purpose of trade, occupation, tourism, etc., are not migrant. The nomad who always move from one place to another in search of water and food for their herd are also not migrant, as they have no intention to settle down at the new places. You can see here, this is a you can see here, people regularly migrate to other place for job and trade. This is not a migration. Migration is always happening for permanently. So you can see here, this is a map, this is a world map where people often migrate from these countries like Russia, Ukraine, Turkey, China, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines, Mexico, UK. And you can see another map of the world here. This is the map of where people often migrate to this country, where for the settlement, for the job, people wants to live here, like Canada, USA, Russia, India, Australia, Saudi Arab, Germany, France, UK, and Spain. we Now I'm going to tell you how many types of migration there are. All those who migrate from one place to another place, from one country to another country, have their own specific reason for migration. So we can also divide it into two parts, that is internal migration and external migration. So the people or family or a large group of person move from one place to another in within the same country. That is your internal migration. And external migration is your from migrate from one country to another country. That is your external migration. And the internal migration is, there are two types of. The first one is your rural to urban migration, and the second one is urban to urban migration. The most common type of migration, first of all we are study what is rural to urban migration. When the most common type of migration is the movement of people of their families from their home village to a small or a big city or a town within the same country, it is considered as rural urban migration. People migrate to the cities as well as town in search of better employment or opportunity. The movement can be high for higher education, better medical facilities, better public utility service, etc. is common in the developing countries. So the examples are, you can say that Uttar Pradesh and Bengal have migrated to the metropolitan cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, etc. The development of large industry in in or near the big cities of China, Brazil, India, and many other countries are attracting people from the nearby rural area of these big cities. In many countries, only men migrate and women stay back at their homes to look after the domestic duties, such as bringing up the children, household activities, etc. Now I'm going to tell you what is urban to urban migration. In this migration, due to excessive migration from the rural areas, there is overpopulation in those towns or cities. In such cases, people migrate from one town to another town or city to earn a living. This happen mostly within a country. This is quite common in most of the developed countries like USA, Canada, Japan. Even in developing countries like India and China, people migrate from one town to another or from for one city to another for better employment opportunity or better trade environment. Now the third is, I'm going to tell you what is immigration and migration. Migration when the migration of people or family is from one country to another country, then it is called immigration. From note down it, when the migration of people when the migration of people or family is from one country to another country, then it is called immigration. And when the country from there the person or family is migrating, the country to which they are migrating, there they are called as migrant. Now I'm going to again repeat it. When the migration of people or family is from one country to another country, then it is called immigration. Like Rabi is living in Indore and wants to migrate to Chicago in another country, and he wants to Chicago permanently. When he wants to migrate there for permanently, then Ravi is immigrant now. And when from Indore to Chicago, when he moving, that is immigrant. So you can understand, it is basically the movement of people from their home country to the another country, migrating, that is your immigrant. Most of the people tend to migrate from the developing countries such as India, Pakistan, Mexico, etc., the developed nation like USA, Canada, UK, France, etc. Now what are the causes of migration? Those who migrate internally or externally have their own distinct reasons, such like you can say that lack of employment opportunities, continuous occurrence of flood or droughts, overpopulation and large families, burglary, theft or terrorist activities, religious or social problems, and political instability. Now what are the impacts of migration? What will be the impact of migration when people migrate from one place to another? So as well as harmful for the socio-economic structure of the society. The impact is not the same everywhere. It depends largely on the cause of migration. And the impact of migration are both the places of origin as well as that of the destination. Now I'm going to tell you what are the impacts of migration on the place of origin or home country. The educated persons such as doctor, engineer, teachers, when migrate to other country, may create a shortage of professional in the home country. The migration can cause decrease in population of the home country, which may cause less demand for the goods manufactured in the home country. When young adult migrate to other places, the old members of the family and young children are left behind. When the male member of the family migrate in search of work, the sex ratio in the home country of the migrant get disturbed. The migrants send money to their families in their respective home countries in the form of foreign exchange, which is helpful in the economic growth and development of the home country. As some people migrate to other places, comparatively more jobs are available for the people left behind, and the migrant, if and when they come back, bring new ideas, knowledge and skills from destination place. This can help in developing new industries and business houses in their respective home and countries. Now what are the impact of migration on the new destination? The locals normally loses job to the new immigrants, as the immigrants can do the work at comparatively low wages. The immigrants professionals contribute more to the existing talent in the destination palace, and the immigrant can modify or improve the lifestyle of the local people, which create new ways of living. Due to immigration, there is an unhealthy competition between the locals and the immigrant for various jobs. Sometimes the immigrant bring with them new disease, which can create some problems of health care. The mixing of culture and tradition of the local and the immigrant can create a negative impact on the society as a whole, and this in turn can lead to more crimes. Now I'm going to tell you what is brain drain. Brain drain refers to the migration of highly educated person or professionals from one country to another country on a permanent or temporary basis. It is mainly for better employment opportunities. The migration of scientists, engineers, doctors, and professionals is considered to be a serious problem for the home country. In term, brain drain was first used by the Royal Society of London and countries to the United States of America in the post Second World War. The talented, skilled, and highly educated people from the developing countries migrate to the rich and developed nations to find access to the advanced technology. That is, the brain drain is mainly due to some push and pull factors. Some of them are listed as under. The push factor are some negative factors of the home negative factors of the home country, such as unemployment, low level or economic growth, and the positive and the pull factor normally attract the professional to the destination country, which are highly developed with respect to research in science and technology. So the some push factors are shortage of work for the highly educated professionals, absence or shortage of scientific, technological and research facilities, low wages and lack of promotions, poor and inadequate working environment, less freedom to develop new ideas and technologies, discrimination in employment, especially in higher position. And the pull factor, the industries are highly developed and efficient, availability of job with higher wages and status, large scale freedom and scope for doing research and implementing new progressive ideas, intellectual freedom for creating new innovative ideas, and better public utility services and high standard of living. Uh, the better opportunity is for good health care for adult and old people, and educational facility for children are added advantage in the destination country. Impact of brain drain, what will be there are two types of impact of brain drain. That first one is positive and the second one is negative. The positive impact is the educated professional normally migrate from the underdeveloped or developing nation to the developed nation, and the migrant learn new technical skills, expertise, and acquire higher education. And the migrant, second one is migrant professional earn a large amount of money in the destination countries, and they can send their money to their familiar home countries. And the third one is the more money sent by the migrant to their respective home is not helpful to their family but also help to the boost economy of the home country. The migrant are generally frustrated in their home country due to shortage of suitable employment opportunity, and they get better wages and work satisfaction. And the negative impact is is to the migration of educated professional skilled professional created shortage of skilled professional in their respective home country. This can possibly delay the development of industries in the home countries also. The fund invested by the home countries in their higher education is actually used by the destination country, and the quantity and quality of public utility services do not improve in the home countries due to the shortage of skilled. And the growth and development of medical facility and technical education in the home countries gets retarded due to less demand. So we can say that a better working environment and good lifestyle are also needed to reduce the brain drain from the home countries. The economic growth will be improved, and the home countries also should provide better employment opportunities, higher wages, and better public utility services for the educated and skilled person. The brain drain has less positive and more negative impact on the sending as well as the receiving nations, and it is a serious problem in the developing nation of the world such as India. So your chapter is finished now. You revise this chapter and learn more. Thank you so much.